Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also tuning in through online affiliates thanks to iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could be with us as well. This is part of our Music and Youth segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about Parkinson's disease. April is recognized as Parkinson's Awareness Month, and April the 11th is World Parkinson's Day. Now, why is this important for us? Well, Parkinson's disease, it afflicts nearly 1 million people in the U.S., and more than 90,000 people are newly diagnosed each year. Well, for those who are looking for more information about Parkinson's disease, as well as for resources, not only for those suffering with it, but also, of course, their family as well, we have two great guests that are joining us today. We have John Lehr, the president and CEO of the Parkinson Foundation, and Cindy Finestone is joining us as well. Cindy is actually living with Parkinson's disease. She's going to talk to us about her experience as well. John, Cindy, thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Such an important topic for our radio audience and those joining us online. John, I want to begin with you with a simple question that a lot of our audience may wonder. What is Parkinson's disease?
Yeah, so thank you for that. So Parkinson's is what we call a movement disorder. It's a progressive, degenerative neurological disease. But as I say, I think a movement disorder doesn't necessarily characterize it. So people maybe initially find that they have a resting tremor, difficulty walking, with balance, transitioning from one position to the other. But they may also have other symptoms like mental health issues, depression, anxiety, or apathy. They might have some GI issues. They may lose their sense of smell. They might have insomnia. So I tend to think of Parkinson's as a whole body disease. And when I say progressive degenerative, it gets worse over time. Now, no two people have the same course of disease. Some people's disease progresses more slowly. Some people have more rapid onset of symptoms. So it's really important to learn as much as you can about the disease and to get the best treatment that you can.
John, one of the questions that I had gotten from listeners that I wanted to ask you, because I think this is another thing that people wonder about, does it normally impact a certain age? We know that for some disorders and diseases, age sometimes is a factor. Is that the same with Parkinson's?
It is. It is primarily disease of aging, so most people are going to be diagnosed with Parkinson's in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. A lot of people are familiar with Michael J. Fox. He's unusual in the sense that he was diagnosed when he was about 29 years old. About 4% of people with Parkinson's are diagnosed before the age of 50. That's what we call young onset Parkinson's disease. But mostly it's a disease of aging.
So I want to talk then about the challenges then, John. Why is it important to understand the challenges facing people with Parkinson's disease as well as for their caregivers?
Well, as we were talking, more people are going to be diagnosed as our population ages. So Parkinson's is one of the fastest growing diseases, neurological diseases out there. And so it's really important for people to understand the symptoms, the signs of the disease, what they can do to get treatment for it, what they can do to help themselves, hold the symptoms at bay, which is really, having a good exercise regimen. And during this month, Parkinson's Awareness Month, and on this day, World Parkinson's Day, the Parkinson's Foundation really likes to go out and be loud about Parkinson's so that people are aware of the disease and what they can do to help mitigate the symptoms if they are diagnosed with it.
And Cindy, that's why we're so glad that you could join us today. As I mentioned, you not only are living with Parkinson's, but also you're a volunteer in the Parkinson's community. What can you tell us about your experience and journey with living with Parkinson's, Cindy?
Well, I was diagnosed 10 years ago, and like John has said, everyone is different. No two people are alike with their symptoms or medical issues. But what I've learned is that the best thing is to, number one, learn as much as you can about Parkinson's and its progression, and that's where the foundation has come in for me. And the second thing is exercise. Research has shown that exercise will slow down the progression of Parkinson's and that it helps to maintain normal balance, mobility, and activities of daily living. And I pretty much exercise every day. I've become a little bit crazy with that, but I feel so much better when I do. I help with stiffness and gait issues and walking, and it can be anything. I mean, whoever has Parkinson's, I highly recommend the exercise and just picking something you love to do and just keep moving.
And, John, the other reason why we're so glad to have you on is not only to help us better understand Parkinson's, but also talk about what's available for those not only living with Parkinson's, but also those that are taking care of them. So what can you tell us about the resources that are available?
Yeah, so our website, Parkinson.org, that's Parkinson.org, has a wealth of information, both on the symptoms, treatment options, the background of the disease, the research that's going on. So we encourage people to go there. It also, talks about activities in your local community, whether it's an educational event or, a fundraising activity or volunteer activity. So our website is the first place to go. But if you want to talk to somebody live, we have a helpline, which is 800-4PD-INFO. That's 800-4PD-INFO, where we have a team of clinicians who can answer any question you have about Parkinson's or direct you to resources that are available. And that helpline is open during working hours in the United States. So people should feel free to call the helpline as well.
And we're going to be linking up that website as well. Cindy, in my introduction, I did mention that not only, of course, are there a million people in the United States that are afflicted by Parkinson's, but more than 90,000 people are newly diagnosed each year. You mentioned that you were diagnosed a decade ago. Do you have a message, Cindy, to share with people who may have recently been diagnosed or for their families?
Well, really, whether you're the person with Parkinson's or the caregiver or your families, it's really important to not only exercise, but to get involved. I volunteer quite a bit with the Parkinson's Foundation in the community, and that has helped me to navigate my Parkinson's path. And from there, I have acquired many, many friends that are in the Parkinson's community, and that helps with my mental fitness and also my physical fitness by doing a lot of exercising. So it's really just, it's not a good diagnosis, but you can still live a very healthy and great life with Parkinson's.
Well, Cindy, I want to thank you for sharing your story with us. I know it's going to help individuals who, as I mentioned, not only live with Parkinson's, but also may have family or members or friends. And, John, thank you again for the great work, again, that the Parkinson's Foundation is doing. Again, that website for our audience is Parkinson.org. And, again, that's Parkinson.org. We'll link that up for our audience on our Facebook page and also for the show notes. And looking forward to having the two of you back on the program again. We'd love to speak with you again.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.